Today I want to talk to you about the one thing that I've learned from my clients. Why would you seek a mentor, a coach, a guide, any person why would you seek such a person? It's really to help you make a change in your life. Because once you really unbox, once you come out of whatever is holding you back, then the reward is immense. You feel alive, you feel connected, you feel that you're making things happen, you feel that you have the reins, you can take charge of your life. First, you have to acknowledge that you're stuck, otherwise you can't change it. And really the second step is, if you want to change whatever area in your life, you need to take an action. There is nothing else. It's 2 steps. I don't care what other people say. Because you can seek all the help that you want. You can analyze all that you want. Hey, thank you guys for coming and joining me. But if you don't act, even on your own advice, if you don't acknowledge that you're stuck, if you don't acknowledge that you need help, then you're just wasting your time. And I learned something. It was something about pioneer flies. Do you know what pioneer flies are? Hey, Haifa. Hi, Walid. Thank you for joining me. Pioneer flies, they've done an experiment. They got a whole bunch of flies in a jar and they closed the lid. And after a while, they took the lid off and they left it off. And what the scientists noticed, that only 4 or 5 flies flew away from the jar and the rest stayed stuck in the jar, although the lid was off. And that tells you something. And the same thing I notice happens with human beings. Because if you want to change where you are, you need to acknowledge that something needs to change and that you need to do it. Because the bottom line is, if you don't help yourself, even if you get the greatest help, the greatest coach, the greatest advice, if you don't actually act on that, nothing is going to change. By taking a small step and moving forward. So the choices that you have today, are you going to be a pioneer fly? Or are you going to stay stuck in a dark room with the door closed, unlocked, but closed, wondering if you have the ability or the talent to get up, unlock that door, turn the handle, walk out and make a change in your life? Guys, time is life. You're actually prolonging your suffering. You're prolonging your pain. We're working from home, so things really build up, but we choose not to see them. And I think what COVID did, it kind of took a mirror up and says, that doesn't work, you can't go on like that. If you don't deal with what you should be dealing with, and if you don't accept that change is part of growing forward, moving forward, then you will get a slap on the face that will say, listen, your ways are obsolete. You need to evolve to a different way, living, working, or dealing with your life. So don't overcomplicate things. You're either happy or unhappy. If you are unhappy, then what can you do today? One thing. What can you do? One thing today. Act on it that can bring a change so that tomorrow is a little bit better. That's your choice. Otherwise, you can stay stuck in the jar and no one's going to help and no miracle will help unless you intend to help yourself and see it as a process, not as the end of life. This is not the end of our life. We will get through this, guys. We will get through this together. I wish you well. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me. And I'm so happy to see that everyone is here and everyone is well. And I wish you a very good evening. Take care.